he is the all-time sack leader for the Buffalo Bills in the NFL. He's an 11-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He was the first overall pick in the 1985 draft out of Virginia Tech and was a first ballot Hall of Famer in 2009. We're joined on the Circling the Wagons podcast by Buffalo Bills legend Bruce Smith. Bruce, it's great to talk to you. How are you?
Well, it's good to be here, and particularly since we're watching the game and the Bills are winning.
Yes, 21-7 right now, man.
21-7.
It's a good time. So let's first talk about your playing style in the NFL. I mean, what was your best trait as a player? Was it your strength, your flexibility, your quickness off the ball, your film prep, your mental toughness? What was your biggest strength?
You just explained them all. I think along with that was my God-given ability and my football IQ. I put a ton of work and commitment and time into being a student of the game, my conditioning, lifting weights, watching what I ate, making sure that I was at the optimum weight to perform at the highest level of performance. So I think all of those were a factor with my speed and agility and balance and quickness off of the ball. They all played a part of me becoming who I am as a player.
And it was not only important during the season, but I'm sure you were taking this in the off season as well.
Yeah. I learned at a very young age when I was playing that it was a lot easier to stay in shape than it was to get in shape. So where most guys would let themselves go during the off season, I made sure I maintained my weight, pretty much my same weight throughout the whole year. And when I went to training camp, I was already in shape, as opposed to going to training camp to get in shape.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a leg up on my opponent.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Great. So, I mean, what was the locker room culture like in the heydays of the 90s? I mean, was it what it is right now, or was it something that was just, I mean, did it create itself? What was the locker room culture just like in general?
Our locker room culture when I first got there was not very good. We were not a very good football team. As a matter of fact, in '84, the team went 2-14. Mm-hmm. In '85, when I was drafted, we went 2-14. So that was the first thing that had to be changed, the culture from the top down. Mm-hmm. And systematically and strategically, Ralph Wilson, the late, great Hall of Famer and owner of the Buffalo Bills, Ralph Wilson, made some critical moves to put together a nucleus of great competitors to be on the Buffalo Bills team. And I can go down the long list like Jim Kelly and Andre Reed and Thurman Thomas and Darryl Talley and just so many others, Nate Odoms, Cornelius Bennett, Ken Hall, and Will Wolford. That's what, and Steve Tasker, and whom I think is the greatest special teams player that ever played the game. So that's when our culture started to change. We had fierce competitors, players that were accountable, players that understood at a very young age how to be a pro. And I think that carried on to the football field and the excitement that the fans gave us as well.
Now, is it a two-sided thing? So if you have coaching and you have great coaching, great culture instilled, but you don't have the players that want to instill it, is it a two-part process, or does it always start from the top up, the coaching staff and the ownership and everything?
They're all connected. And you may be able to get away for a little while by having a missing piece or two here, but sooner or later it'll catch up to you. So you need to have all of those elements to be a successful organization.
Okay, great. So, I mean, you've been through the Super Bowls, you've been through the team success in the 90s. Is locker room culture pivotal to a team success, or can you get through with just pure talent and great players?
If you don't have the proper culture, that culture that is accountable, that culture that is disciplined, that culture that understands that no one man is bigger than the team, Again, you may get away with it for a little while, but sooner or later, there will be cracks in the foundation, and that's not a very good situation. That's when teams to start falling apart. They start. You can tell when the media catches wind of it, and they start seeing different players go different ways, and it's not a very good atmosphere.
Gotcha. So, do you see that culture nowadays with the team that you see now, Sean McDermott, the Josh Allen, this team that you see now, or is it too hard, or is it too early to tell?
No, we have been building that culture for a few years now. I think Sean's doing a great job and strategically bringing players on this team that are going to be accountable, that understands that this culture that we are putting together is something that's going to be sustainable. And you can tell by the way he's going after players in the draft, so these players can grow together. They can become a family together, and they understand that once you enter this atmosphere, we're going to be a team of unity, a team that's accountable, and a team that wants to go out and perform and have fun and win.
Oh, great. So, with your playing career in general, what do you miss most about playing? Is it the cheer of the crowd or the camaraderie of the locker room? What do you miss most?
Well, those are two things that I miss the most. These fans were just incredible. We actually, the Buffalo Bills fans, actually led the NFL in attendance 6 years in a row. I think it was 1988 to the early 1990s, and it was just an electric atmosphere, and you can expect that to take place in a dome stadium or in Miami or someplace where the weather is conducive and it's 80 or 90 degrees. But when you're in Buffalo and you see the fans week in, week out, year in, year out, packing the stadium, it sends chills down us as players to go out and perform better. So I often say this, we have blue-collar fans. They put their heart and their soul into cheering for the Buffalo Bills, and that's what we appreciated the most.
Yeah, wow. So what keeps you busy nowadays? I mean, what are you passionate about in your post-NFL career?
Well, this is my favorite time of the year right now. Obviously, there's football is back, and I get a chance to just sit back and watch a few games, play around the golf, and then go watch a game, or vice versa. So this is a great time of the year for me. Real estate development is keeping me busy. Personal appearances is keeping me busy. And just trying to have a positive impact on my community.
Oh, great.
So those are things that I've been focused on.
So right now in the NFL, you say you watch football, you watch college football. I'm sure you're watching Virginia Tech,
I did. I was at the game yesterday.
Oh, wow. Yeah, great. That's awesome. Which player in the NFL right now, which defensive end in the NFL right now reminds you of Bruce Smith? Or is there one?
There's a couple of them that are extremely talented. Von Miller, Khalil Mack. Those are two of the names that really stick out. Aaron Donald with St. Louis, the Rams. The LA Rams now.
Yeah.
I mean, just three incredibly talented defensive players and pass rushers, and there's some more that are out there. But if you want to go off of the last 3 to 4 to 5 years, those are the ones that have a tremendous upside in sustaining that high level of play for the next 5 years or more.
Great. Well, you know what, Bruce? I appreciate you coming on and talking with us. I'll let you get back to watching the game. I know we want to get back to it too. So appreciate you coming on.
And I want to thank DraftKings and Del Largo for having me here today. What an incredible venue and the opportunity to be able to come and make an appearance on behalf of those two companies. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, there were a lot of people here to see you today. They were all happy to see you too, and you did it. You did it well, man. You did it well. So very good. Nice to meet you.
Thanks. Nice meeting you.
Appreciate you doing this, and go Bills, right?
All right, go Bills.